Hey, what up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome today to a new episode of the FIFA 20 Ultimate Team Road to Glory, episode number 158. If you do enjoy today's episode, do me a favour right off the get-go and just hit me with a thumbs up. That would be amazing. Let's shoot for 2,000 likes on this Saturday. I do hope you enjoy. And of course, if you are new to the channel, go ahead, click that little subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and then let me know in the comments section that you are a member of the Noti gang. So, the squad looks like this, and I know I've been probably triggering a few of you lately that I could have switched the defence around, so Bernardo Silva was on more chemistry, Mendy would be on more chemistry. I understand, but hey, it was a little mistake that I just had in my head. The team played fine, and the team is going to change right now. This is kind of an idea that I had. This is what I had to work with, anyway. Because I wanted to bring in someone new. It would be like a new cam or a new striker for the RTG in this episode. So bringing in Decore gets links to Awar and of course Dan James. So it was like the perfect player to really get in our rewards. So it led me to a few different players that I could potentially get. The first would be 87 rated in-form Ben Yedder, as it would be a good tell to see whether or not this guy is good enough to maybe then go ahead and complete the SBC, which has got a few days left on it, for an 88 rated version. The next was I was going to spend all of my coins on a 90 rated Butragueño, because he would of course link to everyone and sort the chemistry out, and it would be an interesting little striker to use. However, I felt that he was a little bit expensive, and I just didn't really want to do that. And the same for Ronaldinho, the base version. Nearly decided on going with him, and I took a little look at his in-game stats, and I was like, you know what? As cool as Ronaldinho is, I just don't think this one's going to be that good. So we're going to pass on him. And then there was Del Piero again, but this is someone I've used already. He would be good, obviously. I can't quite afford... what's his name? I can't quite afford King Kenny, but I could afford Del Piero, and they're quite similar players. So you can sort of see what I'm going for, like a 5-star weak foot type of striker. Obviously, the other option would be to just complete the Ben Yedder SBC. And in my head, I was like, well, I can do this for a lot cheaper than I would have been able to a few days ago. If you take off like the couple 100,000 coins we made in profit on buying a ones to watch and selling it, I could almost, in my head, take 200,000 coins off the price of the SBC. That brings it down from 550 to 350. I could save 125k from this particular one. So overall, like, my net spend, just by using these untradables, overall my net spend would be like not that much. It would be like 250k maybe, based on like what we had last week. So I decided the smart thing to do, because I'm interested in Ben Yedder, is to buy this new inform one. And I saw one for 509. I don't know what his price is at right now, if that was a good idea or a bad idea. But at the time, that was like 17k or something cheaper than the next one on the market. So I bought him. I bought the 87 rated Ben Yedder because, one, he is very close stats-wise to the Player of the Month one, which I'm interested in getting. And two, he's tradable. So if he's good or if he's bad, I can sell him either way. So we don't have to drop that 550k on the SBC just yet. We'll give this one a go in the Weekend League to see if we can enjoy him or see how we like him. Or maybe there's some new cards that have come out that mean that I didn't really want to complete the Yedder SBC and would rather be able to sell him and get our coins back and buy the next promo player. You know what I mean? So so that's the idea anyway. So I switched the formation of the squad around. Essentially what we're going to be doing here is playing the team like this. So the only players that are off chemistry are going to be a 7 chem Tierney, who I'm absolutely fine with considering his stats are already brilliant, and an 8 chem Mendy. And like, I've been playing him on 5 chem for the whole week and I still think he's great. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Basically what that does is it pushes Dan James onto full chemistry, which I think I'd benefit more from having him on full chem than I would on him on 7 or 8 chemistry. So that's exactly what we've done. we went out and bought ourselves an Anchor Chemistry style because we're going to put that on Doucouré and hope that that solidifies him as a rock-solid CDM for us. It was also something that one of you guys had suggested in the comment section yesterday. And then I had a Hawk in the club, so I decided I'd put that on Ben Yedder. I think his dribbling is already great, so just wanted to boost the pace and the shooting, really. But I didn't have a Hunter, and I didn't really want to go out and spend all that coin on one of them. So yeah, this is the squad, and this is how it will play in a 4-2-2. Our backup option would be the 4-4-2, as always. But I'm going to play Ben Yedder up front with Neymar. We will switch those fullbacks around so that Tierney, who is very left-footed, will be on the left-hand side. Mendy, with his 5-star weak foot, can be my right-back, as I'm used to. Dan James and Mbappe as my cams. Now, I'm not sure if I'm playing different, like the players in the incorrect positions or something. People were suggesting to me that maybe Mbappe should be a striker over Neymar. But I just rate Neymar so much. His 5-star skill, 5-star weak foot, I think is unbeatable. And to have Ben Yedder up top with him, I actually use my wide cams as kind of like super wide wingers. So I just pace abuse up and down the wing, and then it leaves gaps in the middle for my 5-star weak foot players to finish. So that's why I'm playing Dan James there. That's why I'm playing Mbappe there. And we're going to give it a go anyway. If I'm finding success or if I'm not finding success, maybe I'll move a couple of players around to see where is best, if we can, if we can find something that suits a bit better. But at the moment, I'm confident that that could be quite an interesting team. So what is it? How many new faces have we got in the starting 11? I think it's 3 new faces in the starting 11 for this weekend league. Having Doucouré in over Renato Sanchez, or whatever we had last week. Having Daniel James in over Bernardo Silva, or again, whoever we had last week. And then having Ben Yedder up top with Neymar is cool. So we've got, our midfield and our attack has got at least a couple of new players in there each. So I'm quite excited to get underway with the weekend league and try my latest team out. Knowing that we've still got over 500k in the bank and we can sell Neymar, Mbappe and Ben Yedder should we need to. That would bring us over 2 million coins again should we desperately want to sell them all, which I don't think we will want to, but yeah, just, if we ever really wanted to, we would have the coins at our disposal. Basically, the smart thing to do might be to, if I'm bored with Mbappe after this weekend league, it might be best to sell him because he's currently in form, and I imagine his regular card is up in price. So there's potential for that to happen before he goes out of packs, but I'm not sure I'll do that really, if I'm honest, because I love that link to him and Neymar so much. It's so useful. So I don't know, it seems to be the only way that I can get victories is to have those 2 meta players in my squad. So we are on to our Marquee matchups rewards now. I did have all of the stuff in my club thanks to doing the rewards on Thursday, or in yesterday's episode for you guys to complete the SBCs. There's also going to be a Future Stars SBC as well to complete, a challenge to complete. And this is my final chance. This was my very final chance to pack a Future Stars during the promo, because obviously when you're watching this, we are into a whole new set of stuff, which I don't currently know. I've got like an hour to wait before all the 6 p.m. I guess Prime Icon Moments, because we saw like the Cruyff and the Maradona and the R9 and stuff. So I guess in Prime Icon Moments are out, and then I'm thinking that there's storyline stuff, and maybe, I don't know, is it Winter Ones to Watch or Winter Refresh? I don't know what those blue cards are, but you guys will obviously know way more about them, and we will know for tomorrow's episode too. So yeah, we're on to what is going to be our final pack from Marquee matchups, I think. And unfortunately for us, no boards, no walkout. Just going to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. There we go. And it was just not a great pack. So Marquee matchups has not been very kind to us, especially from a rare Electrum. I would just hope for a little bit better. And we didn't get that. So we move on to the Future Stars Challenge. You can also see that I've got Ben Yedder's SBC starred and ready should we absolutely love him. And I am desperate to get a slightly better version of him, but I'm not sure if that will happen or not. I'm going to have to score loads of weekend league goals to fall in love with that card enough to want an upgraded one. Do you know what I mean? I think we've done the smart thing. I'm sure a lot of you would agree, especially those of you that hate me doing SBCs all the time and wasting my coins, we've been fairly smart with them so far this week, I think. Maybe buying a Ben Yedder like a day or two after he came out as an inform is not the wisest move, because I'm guessing he'll be in the 400s by the time we sell him, maybe even the 300s. I don't know. It could be a bad trade, but hey, we already made a good amount of money on him this week. So we didn't get anything from the Future Stars Challenge either, which is bad, because that was my final chance to get a Future Stars. So unfortunately, for the second promo in a row, I didn't get a headliner, and I didn't get a Future Stars. So all of you telling me that I'm on the red list, you need to just go away. I don't like you anymore. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, it's just been well, I would say it's been a less successful few weeks, which it has been, because we haven't packed one of the main promo players, which is the goal. But we packed like a couple of walkouts. We got a red Decore and stuff. We got that orange Deli Alley. So it's not been a bad couple of weeks. It's just been it just would have been lovely to get one of the major promo cards, even if it was untradeable, just to say we've got one. That's what I really want to do. I like to pack the cards when they're like relevant and in the middle of the promo. So yeah, anyway, we go into our first weekend league game, and Ben Yedder has scored 2 goals in like the first few minutes. His first goal for the club, a header from a corner. Like, what? How? Why? What? But we're 2-0 up, and he pushed me into the second half before I could get another goal. So a guy that was solid against me, or was 2-0 down against me really early, ended up being quite solid, and eventually we end up getting the hat-trick on the debut for Ben Yedder. This is my new celebration, by the way. It doesn't take much longer than skipping it, but I do one chomp and then I skip the replay. I don't know why, and that's probably going to annoy me soon as well, but that is my latest celebration, hopefully, to get in the mind of my opponent so they rage quit, but it hasn't happened so far. But we won the first game 4-0, a great start, and obviously a good start for Ben Yedder up top, scoring a hat-trick. Then we come up against this is obviously a subpar team compared to what I've got, but still a fairly meta, and he's got the right players in the right places, just not the greatest versions of them at this stage of the game, knowing that it's February. You know, a lot of people would have a special version of Mane or something in their team rather than just the regular. So we go 1-0 up, and then it's pretty much a carbon copy goal for number 2. Neymar just getting those finesses from the edge of the box. They seem to work against this guy's goalkeeper, so hey, we just made sure that kept happening. And then I don't know if he was playing overload ball side or a really narrow defense, but whatever it was, it made the width, my width. Dan James and Mbappe were just like flying down those wings, and it was a lot easier for me to do anything there than it was to run down the middle. And I actually score a handball here. Look at that. That goes in off the arm of Neymar, and it just doesn't, because it comes back off the goalkeeper, and he basically like golf swings it with his arm. I don't know what the game's thinking, given that. Should be a free kick, right? But hey, we'll take it. And that's a second 4-0 win in succession. So we started the weekend league well. 2-0 with 8 goals scored, 0 goals conceded. So we'll go into our third and final game of the episode. My first 3 games is what I like to normally show you. And we come up against Mbappe, is it Kubo, the future stars there. Also a couple of Footmas cards and Aouar. We know there's some good players there. And this guy was the best player I've faced so far, without a doubt. Solid on the ball, really good passing accuracy, good possession and stuff. Just genuinely quite a good player. And we get given a free kick there because he went straight through Neymar. And even though we're 1-0 down, of course, a free kick with Ronald Koeman at the edge of the box like that is almost like giving him an open goal, because he's so accurate at them. I'm not sure if my controller is off-centered or something lately, because I keep getting a diagonal line rather than a straight up and down. Or maybe I'm just doing it wrong. But even so, they're still going into the back of the net, even though they're not directly top spin free kicks. So then we turn the game around and actually go 2-1 up. And what I love from this guy is that he ends up copying my celebration here. He hits me with a 1 chomp and then a skip, which I love. I'm absolutely for that. But you know, if I score again, I'm going to do it straight back to you. And that's exactly what we do here. We get a green time, first time shot with Aouar there to go 3-2 up just before half time. And then there's actually a chance for me to go 2 goals up just before half time. And of course, we play the smart pass in there from Mbappe to Ben Yedder to go 4-2 up. And that's a really solid lead at half time, considering this was a tough game against someone that I found to be very good. But we'd both scored all of the shots we'd hit on target so far, so our keepers weren't really doing much. And then 54 minutes on the clock, I find myself 5-2 up. Things were obviously going good. He then sort of stopped playing for a moment, and I was able to get a finesse shot goal with Ryan Kent. He brought his Kent on, so I brought mine on. It's just like mind games at this point, isn't it? I was surprised to be 6-2, make that 7-2 up against this guy. I think it got to him a little bit, and his head was gone, because he was a good player, and he easily could have beaten me if things didn't quite go the way they did. So I felt very lucky to come away with a 7-3 victory. And when you look at the stats afterwards, they weren't that far apart. I was just super clinical, and his goalkeeper obviously had a bit of a mare. But 50-50 possession, he had 90% pass accuracy, managed to score 3 goals. Normally, you would say that team would come out with a win, but we've obliterated him there with some of our shots. So, a perfect start to the weekend league, 3-0, and we've scored, 15 goals already? So, very, very solid. Daniel James has got like 4 assists for us so far, which is brilliant. I think Ben Yedder has 5 goals and 3 assists in 3 games. Neymar has 6 goals and 0 assists. Coman's got 1 goal, 2 assists, because he's my corner taker and free kick taker. So I am keeping an eye on and tracking my stats again this weekend. And hopefully, depending on what content comes out and how much I love Ben Yedder or I hate Ben Yedder, I'll probably stick with this team for the rest of the weekend league. But you know me, I might end up changing something up. But I'll try and keep recording those stats so we know who's scoring, who's useful, who's not doing so great. But so far, so good with this team. Doucouré seems pretty solid. Dan James seems great. Hasn't scored for me, but that pace and assisting ability is up there for me. So yeah, I'm enjoying him. That is going to wrap things up for the episode for today, though, guys. If you did enjoy, do me a favor, hit me with a thumbs up button. I'm sure you could all guess it from the thumbnail, but did you know who I was getting as a striker there? Could you tell? I made it quite obvious with the concept card and the dynamic image that we put on there and stuff. But I don't know. Was it a surprise to you? Let me know down below. Hit me with a thumbs up. That would be great. Why don't you come and follow me on Twitter and Instagram? The links are down below. And most importantly, I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day. I'll catch you tomorrow with another episode. Peace.